Hello and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled, When Should We Eat the Purim Seuda? This year on Purim, Tavshin P'Yalef, 2021. Falls out on Friday, and we have to balance two halachot together. The mitzvah to have a festive meal, Purim Day, Friday, and the issur to go ahead and do something that will cause a loss of appetite Friday night. We're supposed to have a nice, enjoyable appetite for Friday night so we can enjoy the meal. So how do we balance out the two? So you'll see that many calendars and laws and rabbis say, now you have to eat in the morning time. Let's get an overview, part one, and then we have to show talk halach l'maisa psak in the second part. So you have like Gemara and Gittin, Psachim, another place talks about not having a big meal on Friday. The Shulchan Aruch Reish Mem Tet. Bed Paskins, you cannot have an olive in bed Paskins, you cannot have a big meal, the extraordinary meal that you don't normally have during the weekday. You cannot have that all day long because you're going to come to eat so much, you won't have appetite for Friday night meal. Some say, Mr. Brewer brings out, others say, no, because you're going to be so busy with the meal, you won't have your preparations in order for Friday night meal. So that says to have a big meal. What about a regular meal? So technically, the Shulchan Aruch says you can have it all day long. It's in Reish Mem Tet. You can have it all day long, but it's certainly advisable from the 9th hour on, the last 3 hours of the day, not to have that, to minimize that. So you can enjoy and have a nice appetite for the nighttime. And the Shulchan Aruch writes in Reish Mem Tet Gimel that if you're fastidious, istiness, and some people hardly eat anything or fasted on Fridays, they could really have an enjoyable meal at night. So we have, on the one hand, it's very meritorious, it's proper to have a good appetite Friday night meal, but in terms of the technical issur, according to the Shulchan Aruch, the technical issur is what? To have an extraordinary meal they don't normally have. And it's meritorious to avoid any kind of meal in the later part of the day. So Purim is an extraordinary meal. It's a big, big meal. The Ramah says if it's a mitzvah bismana, pidyon haben, Fit Mila, Sudat Erison, like they used to have, and there was a real Erison, that is the Zman, and the Mishnah says that would apply to Purim as well. So if that's the case, I could have a Purim meal at 10, at 12, at 2 or 3. There's no technical violation. And therefore, I can have the meal. The only thing is, the Mishnah says in Reish Mem Tet and in Purim Seuda, both places he says that l'chadchila you should have the meal earlier by chatzot, before the middle of the day. This year it's 11:52 about, because you want to have a nice appetite for the nighttime. So therefore, we're seeing a lot of publications write you must have your meal by the morning time. So it turns out, in terms of technical violation, seems to be no technical violation. Yet, we want to have an appetite for the night meal, so we can, so to speak, have our cake and eat it too. Have your nice, delicious meal, full meal by Purim, start in the morning time, and now you'll have a nice appetite. But we want to explore in part 2 a little bit more halacha l'maaseh.